go back to the site. So I didn't go over the network tab yet, but so let me actually for the video just quickly show. Um, so we're on that CutBuddy website and we're trying to figure out like what kind of services they're using. And whenever you looking at what kind of services someone is using, you can go to the network tab. And the network tab in the dev tools pretty much tells you like everything that the website is bringing in. It's like a long list of stuff. Like some of the stuff actually makes sense, but some of it, let me see if I can get something that actually makes sense. It looks like they're using something from Google. So Google Ads is what they integrated. So we might see a few ads on the website. Um, so that's something with YouTube. I'm not sure what that is.
Probably that video, right?
Or the sample videos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's probably exactly what it is. Yeah, because it's coming from YouTube. We can see the YouTube button right there. Yeah, let me see. Something else from YouTube. Let me see what else they have.
And so these are basically network shows you all the apps that are running on a single in a single page. Is that what it is?
It basically it shows you like all of the different yeah and basically yes, but like it shows you basically all of the different services that it's bringing into the website, like everything that is using and like where
When you say service, so is the app the same? Is app
yeah
a synonym for a service, or is service a different construct here?
right yeah it's the same, it's the same as the service. Anytime yeah so services are like things that like do stuff or whatever. um like I think the better way to explain it is like it's basically an interface. And this is what we'll talk about when we get to the API section. Like if you have like a video game controller or something like that, like you press the X, it does something, you press like triangle, it does something else. That's like an interface. And you interface with whenever you interface with websites, you use like a URL and then you give it certain information. It's almost like it's equivalent of pressing like a button on your remote control on your game controller or whatever. So you give it some URL. We know that we're talking to YouTube here. Like we're doing something with YouTube, and YouTube is providing us some type of service by us talking to YouTube. It's sending something back to us so that we can use on our own website.
Mm-hmm.
That's the concept. And literally like everything here like are different services that it's talking to. I'm not sure what this is. um
So so let me just ask you a quick question then.
mhm.
This thing seems so complicated. Like if you were going to code this from scratch using HTML and CSS and JavaScript, like it would seem to me that this, how many lines of code this thing has? I mean, hundreds of lines of code, I guess.
We can go in, yeah, and here we go. This is all the code here in a source. So we go to source tab, and I literally just opened this up right here on the side, and we can see all the code here. And I'm sure they have thousands of lines of code. Like this is
So in that case, just like how then, meaning to say that it wouldn't be practical, basically. Would you agree? Not be practical to code this thing, if you could go to a web builder and build it.
so if it's for like a website, I think going to a web builder is the best bet, to be honest. Like I wouldn't really recommend someone making a website by themselves for a few different reasons. One, I mean, it can be practical depending on what like how much time you have to build a website, but no one should be spending more than like a month trying to build a website. No one wants to take on like a project like, that's going to take a year to build a website.
Right.
It don't make sense when you can do it really quick on a website builder. But where this type of logic does make sense is like if you're building some type of app, like some internal app. like the stuff we're doing is more than just like website. Um, like you can literally build like apps for like hospital. Hey, what's your name? It looked your name up in the system. Like that system is what we can build with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And whenever you're building like an internal app like that, like a hospital system, then like there is no website you can go to like make templates. Like, and then like on top of that, even if there was a website that gives you templates to do the exact same thing that you want to do, your company may have like proprietary like stuff, like things that they just don't want to share with everybody else, and they don't want it to go through somebody else's system, so they have to build it in
Right,
house.
so that's why you need a custom made, a
Yeah,
customized site that's not going through somebody else's platform,
right.
um, because of your intellectual property and the proprietary. You essentially need proprietary software.
Right. Or I mean, and like, and if you're dealing with like a hospital, like, and I think that example is the best because like now you're dealing with like patient information.
That's
And when
right. Patient information that's protected by their HIPAA, the HIPAA rules, right?
Yep, yep. And you have to use specific types of databases. You have to use specific types of like, remember how I said like these are like interfaces, like the all of these like these calls, you have to use a specific type of interface, one that's like really, really secure. I forget the exact like name of the interface. This type of interface is called HTTP. Um, hypertext what's not RESTful web services. I'm sorry, RESTful web services. That's what this one is called. But the hospital one is called something else. And these interfaces go by certain rules. Like if you're playing PlayStation, you have certain buttons on your remote. If you have Xbox, you have different buttons on your game controller. All of
Oh,
these interfaces are like similar. Yeah.
hello. I don't mean to interrupt, but why is that red on the side of there?
Oh, it was an
Sorry
error.
about that.
It's that's a good question. Like anytime you see red, it's an error. Like they try to use this interface, and this interface is telling them that yeah, there's we can't give it to you right now. like something went wrong somewhere. That's why that's there. Look like something with the Google Ads interface.
And that's interesting. So you'll have on these web builders links that are actually not working, even though they're
Hmm.
templates. Wow.
Yeah, even the apps, like even like the apps you any app you use, a lot of them, well not a lot of them, but like it's common to have errors. But as a coder, you want to build it so that the user don't know that there's errors there. Like we didn't know that there was error on this website. Only the developers know. So now when they come back to the website, now they can see that this is something they gotta fix. And a lot of times, this is what I do when a website breaks. I go right to the network tab. I do my refresh, and I try to figure out what's broken on the website. Um, Funny story. When I had applied for JP Morgan, they had gave me they had to give me like something to fill out. I forget exactly what it was, but I had to fill these things out or whatever, and I couldn't fill it out because it just wasn't taking my input. So I went to this thing and I and I debugged it, and I told the recruiter at the time that yeah, I know exactly what's wrong with the site. All you gotta do is this on your end, and he did it and it worked. And he's like, okay, like he's like we figured out you win, like
This guy's hired.
yeah. So you fix the stuff we didn't even ask you to fix. It's like this is exactly what was wrong. But yeah, this is where you go to check out everything under the hood. So yeah, and all the services and everything like that. But yeah, um, wait, that's I feel like I definitely side went on the side. But yeah, I'm a it's already what time is it? 10:22.
My
I want
bad for getting you down this rabbit hole.
no, it's all good. Like this type of I like this type of conversation. It's all good. We still on track, so we good. But I wanted to go over quickly what's it called? Local storage. Let me make sure there's no questions in the chat before I go over that. Oh, yeah, my background is not blurred. Thanks. Thanks, Jen. I'm gonna put my background. But yeah, I'm gonna go over local storage. Let me stop sharing for 2 seconds. And I know I went over it in the, I think I went over it in the thing. Uh, Let me double check. Do anybody remember seeing local storage when it was going through? I don't know if I went over that or not.
Isn't that what you did? I feel like you used it last time in the memory game.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a
It was basic
quickly
though.
just go over it quick, just to like answer any like questions about it, because local storage is like important, and I'll show you like where to find it and everything like that. And it's just a recap, really. Let me open it up. Let me open like an empty project. Let me share my screen. So this is me, like um, this is code I was already doing. Let me say local storage .js. I'm gonna hook this up to the HTML, and we'll just quickly go over it. Source, then so not auto computing. Okay. Just do a console log and make sure that this is actually running. Copy path. Next this out. Let me stop sharing for 2 seconds. I got way too much stuff running on my computer. Gotta close a few things out. But yeah, while I do this, like basically local storage is a place where you store information. Like if y'all was to go to like websites and stuff like that, and like the reason a lot of these websites know that you've been on the website already is because it's storing stuff on your computer. And then like whenever you bring up the website, like it reads exactly what it is on your computer, um, to show you different ads, to give you a different experience. Um, like, I don't know if you ever hear like somebody telling you to clear like your cookies. Like cookies are like a form of local storage also, and that's why I say when you clear your cookies, like um, basically all your stuff get erased from the website, all the information that they collected with. Um,
I was just gonna ask that. I was
yeah,
gonna ask about the cookies.
yeah. Um,
They
I
always
on my
use that
computer.
as a workaround. Like anything wrong at
Mhm.
work, they're like, go clear your cache, go clear, like start with clearing your cookies. Like that's like number one.
yeah, those cookies. So the cookies are supposed to so basically the cookies are stored on your computer, and they have to have an expiration date, so they have to expire. But some people don't have, so those cookies will stay around on your website, or on on your computer until like the expiration is over. But the expiration is sometimes not over for a few years. Like they'll they'll say, yeah, we just will put 10 years on here. And then all that information gets stored in your computer, and it just takes up space. It messes you up. It messes you up whenever you're on the website. It's just like um I don't know. It just give you a bad experience if it's not used properly. Um, Let me share my screen. All right, so let me make sure that logged out. Yeah, it did. Okay. All right, cool. So local storage. First of all, local storage, like I said, is a way to store things on your computer. And you can see all of the things stored on your computer if you go to, I believe it's application. Yeah, it's application. And then we can see I already have stuff stored on here. We can see like if we go here to the storage and then go to file, like everything I stored on my computer, um, well, on my browser, I should say, on this specific browser is tic-tac-toe, and I have a few other like things from like the actual course that I stored on there. So every time I open up the Chrome browser remembers all of this stuff. Now, this is important because you don't want to all like a lot of times whenever you're on a website, like some of your information is stored on their like databases, and like the reason we use like storage on your actual computer is so that we don't take up as much space on the database because that's going to cost money. So if it's something specific to you and we just don't want to handle when I say we, I mean like the developers, they don't want to handle the cost of storing all that information, or even like, storing personal information and stuff like that. Like we store that on your computer. Um, I should say personal information is not supposed to be stored that way, but like just depends on who developed like the app or whatever. We even have something called session storage. We have cookies, like I was saying. Um, and I've never, and this is like these are different types of storage also, but I've never actually used these two or this one. But today we're going to be going over local storage. So with local storage, just a quick recap. We use local storage with the local storage object that's already built into JavaScript. Um, and the object has a method called set item. Set item takes two parameters. The first parameter is what you want to store. So let's say um, like name. I want to store my name on here. And then I'm gonna just put my name as the second value. So the key is the name. The second value is the value. And if anybody have any questions, please stop me because this is important to just know about. Um, so I'm gonna refresh. It's gonna run that file, and we can see already that name was saved on my actual like local storage. Now, if I opened up like incognito, or if I opened up a different browser, we're not going to see that incognito, like it wipes, like it doesn't use any of the stuff that I saved in the Chrome browser, or shouldn't anyway. Let me see. So applications, local storage, yeah, like nothing is here. Like, but if I open up another Chrome browser, we're gonna see my name stored in Chrome browser. And like this is another reason why, like, if a website is messing up on one browser, you try another browser, because the one browser you're currently on may have information that's messing with the website. Or you use incognito, because incognito gives you a fresh version of a browser without any pre-stored cookies or like storage things. All right, so that's my name. And obviously, if I wanted to,
I have a quick question.
yeah.
Is set item always used specifically just for storage? Like, is that, or can it be used for other things? Does that
Uh,
make sense? Am I making sense?
So not really.
Okay. I didn't think, like, for what we're doing, like local storage, when you're like using that set item, like in JS, when you're coding,
Mhm.
that's specifically when you're trying to store the information, that
Yeah,
can't be used anywhere else, right? Like, that's what I'm asking.
no, it shouldn't be used anywhere else. I guess I understand your question, but I was trying to think of a different like use case for it.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm asking. Like,
I can't really think of any other use case. Yeah,
okay.
it's just to store things.
I was just trying to see if that method worked for anything else in JS, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good question because I know some of these methods you can do like multiple things with them. Like you can, depending on what kind of parameters you put in, like they do different stuff. But yeah, this one is from what I know, it's just do one thing. But yeah, um, in the get item, of course, you pass in the key, which is name, because I saved it as name, and that literally um, gives me back the name that I saved on my computer. So if I cancel log that, gives me back name. Let me refresh. What's the console? Because it's already it's stored on my computer. Now, the thing that there's a
Why is
reason.
that line in name?
Yeah, I was debating on whether or not I should explain that. Yeah. So name is a keyword that's in JavaScript. So they're telling me maybe I shouldn't use like name. Um, like I don't use name as a keyword, but it's used in JavaScript. Let me just like we did if we did class or var or let, like it's telling us we shouldn't use that. Let me see what name is.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I forgot exactly what name is, but I know name is a thing. But yeah, I don't want to go too far. But yeah, that's the reason why it's parsed off. So to avoid that, I'll just do my name. It's like, okay, you can use my name because that's not taken. But yeah, but yeah, where this comes useful is like right now I'm just storing one thing, and like, but sometimes I want to store a whole bunch of information. And anytime you want to store a whole bunch of information, it's always going to go inside of an array or like an object because just the nature of it, you can store a whole bunch of stuff inside of it. So if I do like me, if I want to store just information about me, I'll just do name, Isaiah, age, put my age out there, color, um,
Old man. Okay, I see out here. I see out here, grandpa.
yeah, I'm about to be 33 in May, so yeah,
Congrats.
getting older. But yeah, so you store it in an object like this, right? But the problem is that local storage only takes strings as inputs. It can't take an object. So if I try to do, like, it's gonna give me an error. Local storage dot set item. I'm just gonna put it under like a key of me. If I put in like the object me, it should give me an error. It shouldn't be able to save. And you know what? It's not gonna give me an error. It's gonna save a certain kind of way. Let me go to the let me show y'all application, and I'm gonna refresh. When I refresh, it saves like this. It's saying like this is basically like JavaScript's way of telling you that you enter an object. Like this is like an object converted to a string, like at its most basic form. It's literally just saying that this is an object. And but to go in further into like why this specifically prints out, we would have to go into a different topic, and that's gonna take us like off board. But yeah, just know if you try to save an object, it comes out something like this. And if you try to save like an array, let me see. I feel like arrays should be the exact same situation. Should be the same. I'm gonna try to save array. I just put it under a key of array. Let me go to the browser, refresh. Okay, so the array is a little different. Array converted to a string is literally everything separated with commas. That's what it looks like. So, but we want to control how the information is like set here. And the way we control that is
Wait, can we use to string?
Well, it's not two string. I'm not sure if array has.
For two string.
Oh yeah, it does have the two string, but I feel like the two string might it
Gonna
might
give you like the same thing.
yeah. I feel like it might make you know what? That's probably exactly what they're using. Like if I do object to string, it's probably gonna give me the exact same thing. This object there. Here, let me test it out real quick.
You
Paste
couldn't
that-
parse it.
Huh?
You couldn't parse it into a string.
Yeah, you can parse into a string, right? So that's like this two string. And yeah, that's why we get that. The two string method gives us back object. Or if we do array, it's gonna give us back the thing separate. That's a good. I didn't put in two together, but yeah, that's why they give us that. They use the two string method. But with if we want to store this as a string representation, like showing exactly what's in here, we want to use the JSON object. And JSON is a built-in JavaScript object, it has properties and methods. And one of the methods that it has is this stringify method. Stringify takes an object. So if I pass in me here, it's going to turn me to a string. And I'm gonna do that in the browser because I feel like it might be easier since I have me already here. If I do JSON dot stringify, pass in me. See, it converts that to a string. And since we got to convert it to a string, we can now pass that string into local storage because local storage takes strings. So I'm just going to do JSON.stringify me. Let me get rid of this. Save this. I'm gonna go back and refresh as soon as I get here. So right now it says object, refresh, and now we have the string representation. And we can even see it at the bottom right here, like what's actually stored inside of that string. So yeah, this is if you want to store a lot of information instead of doing age on one line, key on another line, name on the other line. Like it could be a whole bunch of information. Like we're just storing strings. And if and whenever you want to like use this inside of your JavaScript, you have to convert this string back to an object. For example, like what is it? Like me was here, and then we did me.stringify, right? We can't do like dot like name or something like that. Like what we can do in objects. Like you can do object.name and get back the name, but you can't do the string representation .name to get back the name, which is why we have to convert this back to an object. And to convert it back to an object, Duran, you said it, you use the parse method. So you can use JSON.parse. And that this gives me back the object from the string. So I'm gonna comment a few of these things out. Let's say,
Hold on. So you said JSON makes it an object basically, and you got to stringify it to make it into a string, but then you got to turn it back into an object before you can do any other methods on it.
right, exactly. So we stringify it so that we can save it in local storage. That's the purpose behind that. But then if we want to actually use it, we have to convert it from a string back to an object. So I'm gonna do local storage dot get item. And I'm gonna get me, and remember this is gonna be the string representation. Me is a string, and I'm gonna convert it back to an object. Me as object. If I log for the object, actually, I'm just gonna put a debugger so we can see all of this. I'm just gonna put one here, put one here. Refresh. Hit the debugger. Put this up a little bit. So after we get this, we get the string representation here, and then we want to parse it to make it back to an object. And we see as an object here. And now we can use all the different stuff, object dot whatever, object dot whatever. So doing this conversion, like converting it to a string and converting it back to an object, that's one of those things where like they'll expect you to know. So this is something I would like, um, even if you don't commit the methods back to memory, at least commit like the process that we're doing, like just like the thought process behind it. We're converting it to a string because it's going into local storage, and local storage only stores strings, and now we have to convert it back to an object. So
Would it show up the same way if you didn't convert it back as it did before, where it's just throwing a bunch of error codes like in the red?
um
Or would it do the object? Like, how would that look? I'm just
oh,
curious.
like if I was to
If you
log,
didn't yeah, once we stringify it and then we didn't like convert it back to the object and you go to run it,
right, you're saying like what this
what is
is
it gonna show up as like when we
right.
refresh?
So I'm gonna log it um, as object. I'll just get rid of these debuggers. Yeah, it literally just shows up as like the string and then the object. So like this is that first like string, but then the object we can actually do things on it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we can't. But from what you were saying, like this was displaying differently over here, and
Yeah.
it actually displays here because it's a string. But if we put an object, then it's going to show that object thing. But
Okay.
it doesn't, us converting it back to an object doesn't affect this, not unless we go to save an actual object back to local storage. So I think that's probably what you were
Yeah,
asking.
no, that makes sense. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, any other questions on local storage? This is about the extent of which you're going to use it, to be honest. Okay. If there's no other questions, we'll do the tic-tac-toe. We'll do the same as before. Someone will share their screen and then just kind of like go through, start from like a blank screen and just kind of go through it. You can either go through it the way we did in the course, or you could make your own version of it. I mean, I would suggest doing it with the way in the course because um it's more understandable. It doesn't take too much thought process. It takes thought process as in like you have to know what these functions are doing, but you don't have to recreate the wheel. So yeah, y'all can have the choice of who's gonna share the screen, and then like whether or not you're gonna actually do it from scratch or you want to just go through the code and do an explanation of it. And I'll be here to answer any questions. Oh, let me quickly show y'all where to get the code. I know some of you already know, but just for completion, go to Udemy. Let me stop sharing for 2 seconds. You basically go to Udemy, you're gonna and I'll share as soon as it comes back up. You go to the tic-tac-toe section and you'll download the starter code. Computer's loading. Almost there. And don't forget whenever y'all download the code to extract it, if you're on Windows or if you're on Mac, you just double click it. Everything is um, easier on Mac for developer stuff. But yeah, as soon as this loads. think it's because my computer about to die. But yeah, I gotta plug this up. Just like if anybody having issues finding the code, just let me know. But yeah, just go to the section down the starter code. Let me stop sharing and I'll let y'all figure out who's going to share while I find my charger. I'll be right back.
So, anybody want to share?
I just hopped into this space, not gonna lie, guys. And I haven't tried this project yet. So I was honestly be like a fly on the wall. That's cool.
You said you haven't started it yet, so you wanna, cause we're gonna work on it together in class. So you can, if you do share your screen, then we all gonna be with you. You're not gonna be by yourself.
Yeah, we're gonna help you.
It may be fun to practice.
Yeah. Okay. I thought he was talking about if people that did the project and to show their code that they had from the project.
Jerome, I didn't even see you there.
Man,
Yeah, give
I
yeah,
I
give
hopped in there in incognito, bro.
yeah. So yeah, Jerome is go ahead. Jerome, you can give a quick intro to yourself. I knew Jerome, what was it, like 2 years now or something like that?
Yeah, just about. It was weird
Yeah.
how we met.
You,
Yeah, I was trying to hop into the web development space, and and I don't know if I followed you guys there or if you followed me, but
I had
I know.
commented. We're following the same person on YouTube, and I went to his Instagram page and commented on there, and I think that's where you found my page, and you saw my comment, and you like reached out. But go ahead, you can. I think that's.
Yeah, no, you got it. Yeah, so basically I reached out to Isaiah because I just knew he was a developer and he was in the space and I was trying to get there. And I reached out to him a few times, just trying to figure out this crazy language called JavaScript. And um, so yeah, I just reached out to him to just kind of ask for advice. I was kind of working on a few my personal projects, just trying to get hired in the field. And yeah, kind of just fast forwarding, ended up, getting a job as a email developer at a company, and then put down JavaScript because basically at my job, I mainly use a lot of HTML, CSS, and just recently, just got back into the JavaScript space. Um, Isaiah told me that he ended up creating a Udemy course, just purely off of JavaScript or focusing mainly on JavaScript. So I thought this was a good time to kind of pick it up and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if you,
Oh, cool.
yeah. From random like message to like me like helping us just building a network connection or whatever to him like getting a job basically. So yeah, I've been trying to get people jobs for a long time now, as you can see. We're trying to just help people out in general. And he's done some really good stuff also. He built like a website. It had some really nice like graphics on it.
is it the smart home that you were talking about?
Yeah, the one I think it had like the Pokemon stuff on it, or no, it had the games on there.
Oh
Yeah, you forgot about that.
yeah, man. Because honestly, my wife was like on my head the other day about the website, so I was feeling crappy. Because she was like, "Honey, that website's kind of outdated now. You might want to step your game up." I'm like, if you don't know how hard this thing
Dang.
was, but yeah, I'm definitely proud of that website. Shoot, I can actually send a link in the chat so you guys can see
She put that foot on your neck.
it. She really did, bro. I was dumbfounded.
Yeah. His wife actually has a YouTube channel also. She talks about like natural hair products and like you can probably do a better explanation than me, but yeah, like I don't know if you want, you can put that in the chat also in case anybody want to follow like her YouTube or whatever. So
Yeah, as everybody's seen, I definitely need some hair products. So go on, share that
Yeah,
link.
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, go on, share that link.
Yeah, so,
so you was gonna share your screen, Jerome? Would you?
I
You don't
yeah,
have to.
I feel like I'm low-key getting peer pressure here. Yeah, I mean I can. Let me get these links here.
Yeah, go ahead, take your time.
So wait, Jeremy, you got in the space, oh Jerome, I keep calling you Jeremy, I don't know why. Jerome, you got in the space 2 years ago, and now you've been coding for 2 years?
So I actually, as far as just learning development is, let's see, I started in 2018. I went to a boot camp. Um, and then I've pretty much kind of just been on that journey for since then. Um, and honestly, I didn't really make the best decisions when it came to my choices, just because I was kind of in that tutorial hell slash listening to like every like hot thing that was kind of like out there for you to kind of dive in and kind of focus on. And then I kind of felt like I couldn't do this, as far as for learning JavaScript and learning React and all this other stuff. So like I reverted from focusing on this niche that I was mentioning, email development, to okay, cool. I'm gonna jump right into being a React developer, and I'm like, oh hell no, that's hell hard. I'm terrified of that. I don't want to touch that. So let me go to my safe space and learn HTML, CSS. So I was kind of diving between that and then um, the YouTuber that Isaiah was talking about, Coding Phase is his name. Um, he was talking about WordPress and mentioning that, and then I saw a few, like you being able to get clients, you being able to get work with that. So I started thinking about freelancing, and then I said maybe I should have a little bit more security, for my family and whatnot, and look towards getting a job. And I started, dabbling with that space and saw a lot of agencies, hiring as far as learning WordPress and not really needing to know a whole bunch of web development, just knowing really HTML, CSS. So as of this year, I actually got a job in January, working at a company that basically handles safes, um, literally like bolted safes and stuff like that that people put like guns and diamond and jewelry and stuff like that. So I was their only developer there, and basically managed like the website off of WordPress, just kind of doing the plug and play thing. And then he had a Shopify website as well, so I started managing those two things. And then I stayed there for a little while, and then I decided to kind of hop, jump ship and go somewhere a little bit different. So I went to an actual agency, digital agency, that they basically handled. Um, uh, yeah. Sorry, I just saw the message as far as for the links. Yeah, I'm a dude, so we're not the best at multitasking. So let me get this one.
Yeah, take your time. Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity, like for them to hear, like somebody like you've been in their shoes before,
Yeah.
like learning. Could you
So,
also like explain, like tell them what tutorial hell is, like just like
oh, okay. Oh,
do
yeah. I'm sorry. I was assuming. So, are you guys all students, basically on the journey to try to get,
I
a
know
job?
exactly what he means with that because I've
Yeah.
I've done it. I've done it for years actually. Just like you keep restarting and you like jump onto something new and it's like you're not learning anything at the end of the day. You're just like doing intros of everything else. And then you're just in this cycle where you're never completing anything and you're never retaining anything because you keep jumping from one thing to the next. A
Yes.
YouTuber talked about that where she's like, you just need to start and keep going. Like, don't keep going to different videos and looking at different boot camps, like commit, or you do just get caught in this loop. Because I think I started looking at coding like I think it was like 2017. And it's like, look, it's
Mhm.
2022. It's like I could
Yeah.
have been learned it, but you really can get caught up. It's so easy. So
Yeah, yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head for sure with that. It it's crazy because like when you do it, you don't really catch yourself doing it. You know, it's kind of like I hate to use this analogy, but it's kind of like a quick fix. Like you do it, like you hop in it, like okay, cool, like you crack your knuckles and you know, crack your neck, and you're like, all right, cool, like I'm gonna dive into this, and you know, I'm gonna go deep, you know, into this learning, and you're creating things and whatnot, but then you turn around, you shut it off, and you're like, okay, cool. Like I just hit that website, let me recreate it, and you're stuck. Like you turn on your boiler, your HTML, CSS, JavaScript page is like blank. You're like, you know, frustrated because you're like, dang, I thought I took time to do that. I even replayed it like 3 or 4 times, and I still don't get it. So honestly, like you said, it definitely is you just kind of just getting your hands dirty and just building things. And I hate to just kind of leave it at that because I feel like that's a kind of a lot of words in a nutshell as far as for you saying that. I think really what Isaiah is doing is great because on his Udemy course, he really like breaks it down and really kind of teaches you the fundamentals. Because I didn't even know honestly a few things that he was mentioning with HTML, CSS. And I think I like failed one of the quizzes, and I was like, "This ain't a good look." So it's great. You guys are definitely gonna learn a whole lot, you know, from this course. And I think yeah, just building things because the crazy thing is like it's not a traditional way of learning. I think when you guys do see the code and you guys see it, you know, more than once, often, and just kind of a repetitive in a repetitive way, it it just honestly would just work like magic where it just clicks for you guys. Like I feel like everyone has that moment where it's like a light bulb moment for you guys, and you just know like, okay, like that's how the HTML and the CSS connects, and okay, that's how the JavaScript connects to the HTML through the DOM or object-oriented programming, and you're using that to be able to make your functionalities and the features kind of just come to life on the website. So it definitely is overwhelming and it's definitely a lot, but like the best way to really do it is just start, you know, of course, with the fundamental basics, you know, scratching like even just JavaScript, if HTML, CSS is so overwhelming, just knowing how those two things connect, knowing how to make things and whatnot with your CSS connecting to your HTML, writing even plain HTML, that is a thing, especially when you get to a company. Um, and having those two things connect and work and creating things. Because for me, for the longest, I I ended up going on different websites and whatnot to just recreate, rebuild projects that I've seen.
Mhm.
Um, and and just really just kind of just getting better and better at doing those things. And I think the biggest things that really clicked for me is learning Flexbox and Grid. Like once I ended up understanding that, and the box model, of course, um, those that really kind of took my game to the next level as far as for coding because I understood, you know, the HTML and how the tags and the elements work and whatnot, but taking that, understanding the classes and the IDs and bringing that over to the CSS and having all that kind of combined, it clicked for me. And then I was like, okay, let me learn JavaScript. And when I dove into that, that was like a whole different beast because I just felt like that never ended. Um, and HTML CSS is challenging, but you know, with JavaScript, it just seemed like there's so much to learn. But as you continue to keep building things, you start to see code blend in together. You start to see things start to repeat itself. Even when you're building different functionalities, the code is honestly blended in where you're repeating yourself doing the same thing. Um, you know, and I was just talking to Isaiah and I was like, man, I feel like I have like the other day, and I was like, man, I feel like I have imposter syndrome about JavaScript and how it works. And I was you know, just taking his advice and he gave me some great advice, you know, just just saying that, just through repetition, just through practice, just through being around the language and building things, it would just make sense. And I was just thinking, and I don't know if you guys experienced this on the journey of me just I was randomly doing the dishes and I was just thinking about a functionality of something to do. And I realized that I was breaking it down just step by step and just seeing how I could build this functionality and feature. And I was realizing that I did a feature before off of a website and I wanted to bring it over to another website. And I said, wow, okay, I'm realizing that I did that. And if I broke it down during the steps, I know I could do it just like that, but tweak it a little bit and use this or use that. And that's honestly just through, building a bunch of projects and just honestly getting comfortable with just using this language. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna be off my soapbox because I don't want to take up too much time from the class.
It's all good. Let me jump in because you touched on a few points. One of the things you said was that you were rebuilding websites, and I'm not
Right.
sure if I specifically like told y'all to like try to do that. Like literally, if y'all want to practice HTML, CSS, like go to facebook.com, like try to build facebook.com, build these boxes here, like build, it doesn't have to do what facebook.com does, but if you can start to like structure some of your HTML in the way that you see on the screen, you start to get experience with how to put this stuff together. And like I was saying, like this is literally a skill that not too many people know how to do. Or you can go to Instagram, you can go to Udemy, try to build that. Any like website. Netflix
It-
is a good one. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
yeah. When you get done, I would love to share my screen because
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with
Go
you
ahead.
on building those things. But what I would say is,
Go ahead. You can share.
can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So like this website that I'm on, I actually rebuild a lot of the websites from here. And I guess what I was gonna kind of touch on what you're saying, Isaiah, is even kind of taking another step down and simplifying it, like even more. It's like some people, like I know for me, if I was just beginning and I was rebuilding something, a Facebook or Netflix, like honestly would be pretty overwhelming for me. So I know for me, I would start like just literally with just the basics and like look at just a simple landing page, just like something real easy. Uh, and I mean, this will still like take some time, even though it's like uh, real simple and small. It's literally like what 2, 3 sections that you have here. But this will literally like give you the comp because like as you build, you get more confident, and of course you like get more familiar with knowing what to do. So like this is just a landing page. This is like the desktop layout of what this looks like. And then if you go to the mobile, you see this is what this will look like on mobile. And it like lays out responsively for you on like what it will look like. Because I know like a lot of developers, I would say most developers aren't designers in the sense of like knowing exactly what to like lay out for a website. Like not everyone has like magical skills with Photoshop, with Figma, and laying out a website like this. So the best way to kind of just do it where you put the practice into play is to check out, landing page websites, this website, and I could add it into the group too of like of this link so you guys can just kind of take a look at all of these websites. They're all free. Um, the best way to kind of just do it when I like rebuild things is I literally just right click and I just save the images. Go to save image as, and I just grab all the images because when you go to a company, they're going to give you a mock-up design, from Photoshop, from Figma. And what you have to do is you have to grab the images from everything on that mock-up, and then they're going to expect you to literally make the mock-up that you have there as their developer. So what I tried to do was set myself up as being an employee before I even became an employee. And I kind of made that um, layout on my portfolio that you guys will see when you get a chance to look at it, and just kind of just build these kind of websites. They may seem simple, they may seem boring, but the point of it is for you to better yourselves as developer creating these things. And honestly, like for me in particular, I feel like getting introduced to learning HTML, CSS is super fun. Like once you know how to look at a design and be like, okay, I have the confidence, I know like exactly like what to do. And again, just taking it one step at a time. Like this would just be like a text line center. You centering this, changing this to this purple color, and setting them up in like different divs. You can have different, spacing in these sections here.
So
So
in your
yeah.
company, like when they give you an assignment, they'll give you the mobile version and a desktop version of the mockup. Like they give you a desktop mockup and a mobile mockup, or will they give you one and you kind of have to figure out how to do the other one?
Typically they would give you the mobile and the desktop design, but you honestly don't really need the mobile design, to be honest, because with you seeing the layout of the desktop, all you really need to do is just kind of just lay things kind of just directly down. Like, let me go back to that other example. So like for this one right here, as you can see, they're stacked, across from one another. But when you move it over to the mobile side, they get pushed down. So I don't know if that like kind of like makes sense as far as like just common sense of seeing like that happening, just because of it being a mobile, device and you kind of seeing it drop down. But ultimately, I think that kind of comes from just, experience of building things. But in essence, you do end up, getting a mobile and a desktop design. But for the most part, at least for me in particular, I just kind of just look at the desktop and know, okay, I know these are like, three sections, right, laid out, here, and I know I need to like push this stuff down, so it can be on mobile because mobile's device is smaller than the desktop, device, and they, media grade, size as far as for their spacing.
So basically you can use the desktop version, and whatever's in the desktop version, you just gotta fit it and make it look neat for the mobile version. They don't really care as much as long as you have everything from the desktop version in the mobile version and it looks neat.
Yeah, well, I'll say yes to that, but also when you do things in the desktop, I found sometimes that I'll have to take some stuff out, for the mobile, because I feel like it it won't really, I think, lay it out like really well, like on this particular. Let me go to my portfolio. So I did this last project. Um, Shot it over to Isaiah because I wanted to get his opinion and just kind of just see the layout and how it looks. And this is another design. I didn't create it. I didn't get it from a designer or nothing. I actually went to this other website. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be loading up the chat box with a bunch of links. Hope you guys are all right with that, because I'm gonna keep these two over to you guys too.
Yeah, and just to while you do that, like for whenever you're building something for desktop versus mobile, whenever you're using Flexbox automatically like does some of that stuff for you. Like it'll drop down like whenever something becomes too skinny, like it'll start dropping down elements right underneath each other, which is why Flexbox is like a really good thing to learn. Jerome he even mentioned that he was saying like a little earlier talking about his progression, like by him understanding how HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are connected, and then he started going into like when he started diving into CSS, he started diving into Flexbox, and then it became a lot easier. And that's because Flexbox is a really good, easy, like convenient way to structure your websites. It gets really, if you don't use Flexbox, it gets really really difficult to like it's we I don't think we haven't actually experienced it in this class because I didn't want to like go like in the past, like the past way of doing something versus like the way of doing it now. But if you saw how it was done before, Flexbox is like a lifesaver, really.
Is that
Yeah,
why
no,
we're using that reset CSS in the beginning?
Well, the reset CSS that was mostly for just to make all of the browsers like the same, look the same, and it definitely has something to do with the structure as well. So the reset CSS is for the structure, and also in addition to make sure all the browsers look exactly the same, and then Flexbox on top of that make sure that everything is aligned exactly how you want to align it. I see you pulled up the Flexbox website, Jerome.
yeah, I just went to CSS tricks. Honestly, because I'm a visual hands-on learner. I don't know about you guys, but I know that like if I see how something is done, it kind of click for me better than just kind of someone telling me. So I remember kind of a minute back, I ended up just kind of looking at how I can make Flexbox make sense for me, and I stumbled upon this website and I saw just kind of how things work. Um, and basically, here, so like this is like a prime example that we saw um, on that other example, where we saw like things kind of just stacking across from one another, um, and you being able to use, different Flexbox properties to be able to kind of have it like move where it's stacked across from one another, or you could kind of push it down in different directions. So like really what Flexbox does is it kind of allows you to control your content that you have and to move it around without having to create the wheel again to have it move, you know, uh, in a way that Flexbox normally does it, beautifully in the
That Flexbox wrap shows it like perfectly. Also, like just it wraps around to the next line every time.
yeah, yeah. And this is a good example too, just like content where you can move things onto like the left side, like start, flex in, or move it over here, center, where like the content is like in the center, just like this example here. I have a question for you, Isaiah.
Yeah.
Before Flexbox, how did we get stuff like this?
Um, it was
No.
that display inline block float, not float left, float right. And when you do those float left and rights, like it gets difficult because some of the elements on the screen do different things depending on what kind of like if they're blocked versus like inline. And then I remember whenever we had like a footer, like how footers are always at the bottom of the screen. Whenever you do like float left, it'll literally like that footer there is at the bottom. But if they did float left here, all those things will be on top of the footer. And then like so when you use float left, it interrupts the page. So if you wanted to put that footer underneath it, you had to do like it was some trick you had to do. It was like you had to put like some content on top of it or something like that, or like some CSS rule. I don't know, some trick that you had to do to like drop it right underneath all of the float left like type of things. It was a lot. It was a lot of those little like adjustments, all because you wanted to line up things on your page. It just made it so inconvenient.
Sounds like a headache.
It was a headache. It was Flexbox making all that stuff way simpler. And then with like float left and right, you had to calculate like how like you had to either put it in JavaScript, calculate the width of the screen. Depending on the width of the width of the screen, you wanted certain things to do certain things. Or you can put all that logic in the CSS, something called media queries, and then style it depending on the size of your browser. Like even me explaining all that stuff is like do I really want to do I really want to do all of that? Like that's so much more coding. Now I have to take into account all the different screen sizes. Like no, have something to do it for me, which is Flexbox. It just defaults things for you. And if you wanted to switch it up, if you want to switch the default stuff in Flexbox, you can also like do that. But yeah, Flexbox it takes care of all of that, all those calculations, make sure, and also making sure something was in the center of the page was really difficult. Also, like you can always center it like horizontally.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to center it like vertically, like up and down, that was really hard to do because like you pretty much had to do that in JavaScript, honestly.
You couldn't do like display block to like push it down and then use margin.
You could push it down, but then if you push it down, it depends on the size of the browser. It's going to look different. So if I have a big screen, it's not going to be in the center. It might be on the center in on your browser, but then different screen size, it'll mess it all up.
I remember that from our first project. I had a problem with my July. The very, very first one with the features, hats and socks and all that.
Yeah. So Flexbox takes care of that stuff, or at least tries to. I mean, it has a whole bunch of like CSS rules you can use to like fine tune it, but Flexbox it does a lot. It really does.
Yeah.
Jerome, I wanted you to touch on HTML emails also. Like, talk to me about that. Like, what you need to know to get into that. Like, what's your experience with it in general?
Yeah. Well, just to kind of dive into that, guys, like if you guys are trying to get into that space and learn it, like expect to like take a step into 1999. It's a lot it's a lot of layering as far as for like table coding.
I don't think we ever use tables either. And tables are like HTML tags, basically. If you see anything in a table form, they're likely using a table HTML tag.
Let me see if I can pull up.
So basically, with these HTML emails, you have to use specific HTML tags. Like not all the HTML tags is going to show up in the email. And when I mean email, like I mean like the popular ones, Gmail, Outlook. I'm not even sure if Yahoo is, is still a popular one, but definitely Gmail and Outlook. Oh, and what's it, iCloud also, because that's popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, not all HTML
Yeah.
elements show up in the same.
Why is that?
So different email clients, they process HTML a little bit differently. It's almost very similar to like how browsers show different websites differently. They give them certain styles, which is why we use the reset CSS to make everything look the same. But there's no reset CSS or reset HTML for like email clients. So yeah, they have to process the HTML a certain kind of way in order to avoid hacking. That's one big thing. Like certain things are like filtered out. So everybody got their own algorithm, but they do follow. I mean, they have something in common, which is like the table tag. Like he was explaining. If you wanted to layer things on top of each other, instead of using divs, you have to use tables because tables are like one of the things that should be in every major email like client, like email structure. All those things,
Yeah.
everything right there built with tables. But go ahead, John.
You can.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to sign in because I wanted to kind of like harp on why we use tables.
Guess while you doing that, I got another question. I put it in chat, but like I noticed a lot of people doing freelance work on Fiverr and stuff like that. So I was wondering if you did any freelance work on Fiverr. If you did, how was the experience? And if you didn't, and honestly, if you did, I kind of want to know, like, is it a good idea? Is that something that would be helpful to do, like as you learn and grow?
Um, so I haven't
Like,
done honestly like or taken on any projects as far as on Fiverr or Upwork or created really anything in the space of like Etsy. Um, I honestly want to. Currently, like right now, I'm going on my journey as far as learning Shopify, because I know that that's like a huge like space um, as far as like small business owners and really trying to elevate their business to getting to the next level and even just really just start, the business and let people know what they have. Um,
I definitely want you to touch on that too, right after this one, like to show, just to tell them. I made you the speaker today.
for real. But it's all good. I honestly wanted to do this one day, so might as well start now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're trying to like basically go like the freelancing space, I think it's a good route. Me personally, like you kind of gotta, I guess, ask yourself like what kind of responsibilities you have, because being a freelancer is definitely like a grind, even though there's so many different like sources as far as websites, as far as for different platforms for you to be able to make money, and you can like make that money for sure. As a freelancer, you definitely have to like build up your clientele and let people know like what you can do, build up your portfolio and let them see what you got. Kind of just do the things the right way so you can actually, start how you want to think, so to speak. Um, so like for me, like I guess I have to ask myself because I have a wife and a 1-year-old baby that I needed to get, a secure job and to go that route, make my salary work comfortable with the things that we need to pay for and take care of, and then um, dive into the freelancing space. But just to kind of answer your question as far as doing the freelancing in the Fiverr route, um, I think the first things that you definitely want to do is build up your portfolio. Um, and I think that you should set your prices like as low as you can, where you can still, live off of, but at the same time be able to give it away as a service for people to be able to come to you. The reason why I say that is because you need that stamp. You need someone to be able to know, okay, cool, like you're a great developer, you know your stuff. People can at that point, recommend you to, okay, such and such is great at, at this. This is what they did. Just kind of talk you up, gas you up on, on you doing what it is that you do. And also having the lower prices will allow people to, of course, come to you, for a cheaper rate. And again, too, you want to, write your own name in the space for people to know you. So the reason why I'm saying that is because if you raised it to a price where like, okay, I'm seeing everyone charging for this amount, um, you may not get that opportunity for people to come to you. And I'm not talking negatively, just talking real, because you're just starting in the space. So being able to sell, your work at a lower rate, people will be able to know, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try him out. I'm gonna give him a shot, and then when you knock it out the park, then you now have your stamp as far as, okay, I got a client or I got a few clients, and now at that point I can raise my prices and I can let people know what it is that I can do. And then as you grow as a developer, you can tackle other things like, emails, because every business needs emails. That's literally the biggest driving force as far as marketing still to this day. It's beyond social media. It's beyond, you know, commercial, well, I don't know about commercial advertising for television, but at least on the internet space, you know, email is the biggest marketing driving force. So knowing that, you know, if you, as you learn JavaScript, you can then at that point transfer over to Shopify space. So I guess I'll jump over to that now. I'm still learning, so don't, you know, expect that like I'm the guru here with the long white beard and I have all the wisdom off of
Oh, I
that.
see you out here, Sifu. Sifu wrong.
Yeah, you kind of I wanted to emphasize on something that you said. You had said, okay, you get into email development and then you start learning JavaScript and transition over to something else. So you basically alluded to like what you need to know to be email developer, which is just HTML and CSS.
Yeah.
And
So
go ahead, you can.
okay, yeah. Sorry, I got the squirrel mentality. I'll jump all over the place. Thanks for pulling me back. Yeah, so basically, as far as for email development, like you literally just need to know HTML, CSS. The reason why you do tables is because, and this is like basically code that you kind of see when it comes to emails. You know, you see div, you see center.
Talk about what the style attribute is.
Um, for
Like we I guess just a quick thing. So we do all of our styling in our CSS file.
oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, as far as for the emails, you do like inline styling, you know, on your tag basically. So like this word here that says style, if you go further into it, you see like the background image, you see the background repeat. You pretty much see everything that you would see is like separated onto your styling sheet, all in your HTML like boiler page with your CSS and your HTML combined together. Um, and just kind of what I was getting back to as far as for why we do the tables, the TR, TH, the regular HTML tags, is because like Isaiah was talking about, as far as different clients, if you don't build your code into this type of, you know, HTML and adding this CSS, it will look terrible, you know, on your emails as far as for those clients like Outlook and Yahoo and Gmail and Microsoft and all these other platforms. Um, so it's important to honestly know this structured code, and it's honestly a niche in itself as far as for knowing it. It's a skill, and to be honest, y'all, it pays just as much as web developers do. is honestly like the best route to go jumping into web development because it's not overwhelming. You don't have to use any JavaScript. Like at my job, I don't use any JavaScript at all. But that's not to encourage you guys not to use it and to learn it, because you don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to stay, you know, in just that one spot, you know, and just stay there. Even though people do it, like honestly, there's a coworker of mine at my job, and she's been there for a few of them. One's been there for 20 years, which is insane. But all kudos to her. I'm sure she's gonna get a nice retirement and everything. And then a coworker of mine, another coworker, well, that was my manager, but my coworker of mine that I had has been there for 10 years. So there's people that stay there and definitely, you know, just kind of level up, because you can level up as far as a developer doing emails. The hardest clients, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, is dealing with like Android and Outlook, because you have to kind of hack your code to be able to make it work specifically for that client. All the other clients like Gmail and Yahoo, they're pretty straightforward. You know, once you honestly know what it is that you need to know. And I learned honestly all this from Cody Phase. you have it actually up here.
So coding phase is the we talked about it earlier. This is the guy that we both follow on YouTube. He also has a website where he teach people how to code. It's basically like Udemy, but it's his own website. He does have a course on Udemy, but he feels like he makes more money by going through like this platform of his. He has a lot of different like website stuff on there. A lot of front end stuff, some back end stuff, and he's a really good teacher. Also, very quick, concise. Um, yeah, the email stuff is on this one. I mean, you can find on Udemy also, but that's just
Does he have a course on Udemy, or are you just referring to like other?
he has the React course on Udemy. I brought it, and it was pretty good. It was like really, really good. I have it here, and I have it on Udemy also.
Okay, yeah, I have to keep that out.
Can you share that link? Kind of want to
Yeah.
So
research purposes.
Let me,
I got a quick question before y'all move on. In the emails that y'all using with the tables, you can add. How do you add animations to that?
man,
Um,
oh, you can go ahead.
right, yeah. So the animations, you literally just bring in GIFs or like videos, stuff like that. But I think GIFs are probably like the best way to like animate something. I mean, but again, like you don't really see it as often in the email, but if you do see it, like, I mean, now I'm not a complete expert on it, but
Now I'm just thinking.
go ahead. Yeah.
My bad. I'm just thinking because when you get an email, right? If there's something moving on there, you know what I mean? That's going to capture your attention, right? More
Yeah.
than it, you know what I'm saying? And the point of the email is to get you to read that joint, right? So if it's moving, it's going to get your attention. It's going to keep you there. It's going to keep you reading. So I was thinking in my mind, like, how would you do that? But that basically is a gift. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, GIF. I don't know if it's GIF or GIF, but yeah.
Now I got you.
Yeah.
And this is an example right here of what Isaiah was basically talking about. This is a project that I ended up building, a rebuild. But yeah, this would be the closest thing that you would see to, like, I guess some.
Yeah. So you would just create your gift. Oh, got you. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do like an arrow pointing somewhere, or if you wanted to like okay.
Yeah. And you would honestly get this, like I was mentioning, from your designer. So don't feel like, I gotta recreate the wheel with my designs and I gotta like put my portfolio together on myself, like for the design and then turn around and code it. There's so many outlets like for you to do things. And honestly, everything that I got on my portfolio, uh, this is my portfolio that got me hired for a few companies. Yeah, I rebuilt everything. And I just honestly just use these few links that I just used this one. I just found it not too long ago. Use this website here to rebuild it. It's a cool website.
Nah, Jerome, you giving me life, dog. I'm a designer myself, bro. So you know what I mean? Like I can create pretty much anything I want to. So you know what I mean? What you talking about right now with the HTML email joints? Oh man, this is butter, bro. Appreciate your information, man.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Honestly, man, like when I found out about that, it definitely like changed the whole game up, for me, because I felt like I needed to know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then now React, because you have to know a framework nowadays to be able to work for a company. And I thought you needed to be a web developer. And I felt like that was easily going to take at least a year of a journey to like know all that stuff. And a lot of people don't have that time, so I felt like what was the quickest way to really dive into the industry and get paid well doing it. So yeah, email development is definitely like the space, y'all. I wish I could give you guys the link that I have, but uh, I think I might be kicked off the platform if I show you guys my link for Coding Phase. But he's really cheap, y'all. He's only like $20 a month. And you can honestly get this course here. This is literally the only course that you need.
Yeah, I'll actually give y'all my my email. I'll give you my username and password. It's very like general, like it's not even. But yeah, I gave some people some of my. I didn't get kicked off the platform yet, but I have a I have a lot of courses in there. I bought something called, it was like the all access pass or something like that, where I got access to like at least half of all of the videos on there. So I'll drop that in the Instagram chat for y'all to explore through if y'all want to learn extra stuff. So
Super, thank you.
yeah.
Oh, dope. Yeah, once you guys honestly just take literally just this course from him, because honestly, off of the mock-up that he does quite a bit of different types of situations you'll run into like on the job. So like this course literally would take care of what you guys need to know. Um, and then just going to this website, I think I gave you guys. And then just going to this website and you guys literally just looking at all these mock-ups to recreate. And then you just honestly add it to your portfolio. You know, there's so many different types of emails that you have in here that you guys can recreate and make. Um, and yeah, just really grab the images that you guys see off of here, add it to your space as far as for your folder, and yeah, just go to town. Just start building things.
Now, this is dope, man. Because like in essence, like even if you have your own business, you're creating your own advertising, right? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And email,
yeah,
and you said it earlier, email is still the point of reference, like the best way to get your, you know what I mean, to get your information out. So if you're
yeah,
having interactive, engaging emails, that's only going to bring you more leads, right? Because they're going to
yeah,
see what you'll be able to do right off bat. You know, because their email is engaging. So if their email is engaging, then damn, the 9 times out of 10, the app or website you're going to be building for them is going to be engaging as well. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like literally knowing just HTML and CSS could like write you a ticket as far as for knowing or as far as for getting a job in the industry, as well as being able to pick up like clients. Because like email in itself, honestly, a lot of like web developers don't know that skill. You know, like it's literally a job in demand, and every company needs a developer that knows email development, and how that works. And then on top of it, like you said, like businesses and whatnot that are trying to grow, especially in the reach towards people that don't even know they exist, their emails and you creating those for them is definitely going to be the move, as far as for making, residual income outside of your job, because you making these and whatnot, is going to help it. All you really need is just what would you call it, but some type of like engine to be able to like push out a bunch of those emails, like blast them off to like the clients that they have on the listing. Um, I think like what would be a good example.
And just to quickly add, like he had mentioned that like you make a lot of money with HTML emails. So
Yeah.
I looked up HTML email developer salary, and I'm seeing 88,000. Um, so well, I'm seeing 65K to 88,000 on Google. And literally, like the reason you make so much as an email developer is because like this is how they're bringing in money. So they have to pay you accordingly. Also, people don't know how to write HTML. It's another thing Jerome had mentioned, like you have to have somebody to know how to do it. And people don't know how to do it. Like I was literally sitting at work on Thursday and the guy is a back-end software engineer talking about how he never wrote HTML before. Like if somebody don't know how to do it, there you go. That's the money maker. The more people don't know how to do it, the more money, no matter how easy it is, the more money you're gonna make with it. But yeah,
Yeah.
all I hear is streams right now, dog. All I hear is streams of income, dog. That's all I hear.
yeah.
Let's see, green.
Yeah, and it's easy. Once you start doing it, it's easy. It's like you just bang out an email, you done. Like, oh, make us email. Okay, here we go. And you just pay me all this money to like do this one small little thing.
No,
That's
but even further though, like you know what I'm saying, like say for instance, you create your NFT. Once you create your NFT, like you can send out email marketing campaigns for you, you know what I'm saying, like for your roadmap. You know what I mean? And yet again, once it's interactive, that's going to command attention just that much more than a regular boring.
Mhm.
Hey, how you doing, John? Like, you know what I mean? Like this is going to be so much better. So this is crazy, man.
Yeah. And also too, like you just even just making like a simple website, like from like this, can be like a lead page, for people to pretty much like hop onto and to be able to get like I don't know if you guys seen that where it says like sign up to like get your email today, and it could be like a lead page where you create it with HTML, CSS, and then you put like that person's email information in there, and then they get the email that you sent. So like most people that tend to work at companies, they'll build emails and then they'll also build landing pages. So literally all you'll be doing is just HTML, CSS, and just touching with that. And that's those are two skills that honestly you just need to know, and you can like start honestly diving into like applying, looking for jobs, and also you could do some freelancing maybe while you're waiting for that job to come in too, on a bunch of different platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, uh, Etsy. Etsy is another one. I don't know if you guys know, like, shoot, I'll be going on there and getting stuff for my girl. And I honestly didn't know, like, you can end up selling like email templates and stuff like that on here. Email templates, email signatures is another one. I don't know if you guys know about that. But like,
I didn't know you can do this either. This is news to me.
Damn, Jerome. Jerome.
just don't sing that Martin song.
I actually thought of that low key.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Um,
I was gonna say, I definitely wanted you to touch on Shopify also. Like,
okay.
let them know. But yeah, but before that, like, yeah, the name of it, like what we should always be thinking is how can we make money while we're learning? And HTML emails is one of those things where you can already be making money while you're learning JavaScript, trying to get into a JavaScript job. You just want to work like smart in a sense, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So just knowing that, and then like having like some knowledge in like MailChimp. I was trying to remember what that name was, but MailChimp basically that's like a platform that allows you to be able to blast off emails to companies, yeah, companies that own, I guess I have like a listing of people underneath their company, like an email list of people that register to their emails. And you guys do it all the time, when you guys get emails sent to yourself, you guys are on that email list, and they'll use something like MailChimp to be able to grab the email templates that you have and to be able to blast it off to the listing of the people that's underneath that company. So they could be able to, touch them just kind of on real time. And I don't have a account with them, I'll show you guys more in depth. But basically, what it was set up as is you set in a time and a day where all those emails on that list go out to people, and then they'll do something called like A/B testing, which is basically where you send off like one particular email like this and send it off to that listing of people, and then they'll turn around and maybe like tweak like the coloring of this, or maybe they'll like replace this image, and you'll have to like do those things, and then you'll send it off to another list of people that they have on there to see like the engagement and see what happens with people. Do they do a CTA? And a CTA is basically a click to action, which is them clicking on this email to go into whatever it is that you're advertising for. This, it's fragrances and stuff. So they just want to kind of see, and if that company is dealing with fragrances and whatnot, they want to try to see how many leads, how many clients that they get from that particular email. And that's really kind of like going into the marketing side of things. I don't honestly dive into or work with that too much in my job. I just kind of just make the templates and send it off and wipe my hands of it and just say, you know, it's a done deal, and we go on to the next one. And sometimes, you know, companies also have like pre-made templates just to be able to kind of get the get emails blasted off, you know, quicker. You know, because when you get to a bigger company, you obviously can't like make a new email every single day, because that's going to push back on the demand of getting those emails out to those clients. So like for my company, we have email templates that have already been made before I even got there. And what I do is I literally just like change the image, or I'll change the coloring of the letters, or I'll put new letters in there. Um, and just really just tweak it a little bit, but the template, the whole layout of the website, the structure of it, is going to be the same. The image might be different, the letters might be different, the button color might be different, the letters in that button might be different, and just tweaking that, changing that, and then sending it off to the clients. You know, so it's real basic, y'all. It's not that hard at all, for sure. I think, you know, you guys can definitely dive into that, like, after the call and start learning it. Focus on it for like, I'd say maybe a month or so, just to kind of get your portfolio together, understand how things work, and start applying. But I would recommend to you guys to end up getting a few landing pages too, because that's just going to honestly make you guys stand out even more than just having emails. Because, you know, like I had mentioned before, most companies want you to use as much of your HTML, CSS knowledge as possible. And that's going to be through emails and also through at least landing pages. And again, the landing pages and the emails are going to come from the designer. So you would be interacting, talking to the designer. They will shoot that over to you through your email, or if you guys are working, you know, in-house, like in an actual building, and get that over to you. Well, it'll still be digitally, but they'll at least come to you and say, hey, okay, get that design over to you and get that done by today or this week or a few days from now. And yeah, you just bring that out, and it's kind of like the day in the life. That's how things are.
Yeah. So
But
we got 9 minutes left. Just like go through Shopify. Like I just wanted to see like another
oh yeah,
what's called a revenue. I mean, yeah, like another source where they can bring in money. Like, let's talk about like your experience with it. Like what is it? You know,
yeah,
thoughts behind it.
yeah.
Thing for us, yeah.
Yeah, so like this is a website that you guys can like check out. In the, I guess, Shopify.
So Theme Forest is basically like a website you can go to buy templates.
Yeah.
And that's the quick introduction.
And I think you can do emails too. You know,
Yeah.
but like besides, like, I mean, I feel like Fiverr is more of a service where you basically get, you know, clients and customers and whatnot. Theme Forest is more of like you selling your work. So like a good idea, and I hope I'm not shooting myself in the foot for this, because like this is something that I honestly want to do, which is to link up with a Fiverr designer and get them to pretty much build a few mock-ups. Because, you know, I feel like you're kind of stealing someone's work if you like just do like an email from one of these and then like turn around and sell it. You know, so like, you know, people can just get it from here. So like having a designer basically like design a few emails or even just a few like Shopify websites, and then turn around and just basically like sell them, you know, as far as for, you know, profit. Because as a developer, like, you know, you are the rock stars of the web. and a lot of people, as you guys know, don't have that skill, but they still want their business to, flourish and to grow and to demand and the product and all that stuff. And you guys are the ones that will be able to make that happen for them, you know. So I think that if you sell your services, like, the Shopify website.
And just to tie this together, like Shopify, what he's showing you right now, like Shopify is like it's like a place you can go to put your website up, like almost like a template for your website. But you can also you can hook it up to like a shopping cart where you can start making money. So you can sort of think of Shopify as the competition for like Amazon. For example, like on Amazon, you have different stores, like a Sherman's tissue store or like Dove soap store on the Amazon platform where they sell their things. And Shopify is very similar to that. And since you can sell your Shopify theme on ThemeForest, now you can start to get companies to buy your theme on ThemeForest and already have like an e-commerce, a way of buying your products already hooked up. So when people start buying those templates, that's when like money starts to like really reel in, because like you at this point, I mean, you selling them at like, what was it? Like some of the prices was like $89 a template. I saw like something for like $30. And you can even see like the number of people that buy it. So you can just do the math, even if you're getting half of whatever, even if you're getting half the money, like you still making a lot of it. I'm and obviously some of these are more popular than others.
Yeah, but just to kind of touch on what Isaiah was saying, yeah, he's absolutely right. That's honestly why I wanted to get into Shopify, because I honestly wanted to help, honestly, more of us. Um, I know, like Isaiah mentioned, as far as for my wife doing the natural hair, content and doing that space, there's a lot of companies specifically dealing with hair that are small owned businesses that are trying to sell their product and trying to get it out there. Um, but honestly, right now, as being a business owner in that space, what they're having to do is they're having to sell their product, they're having to, package up the product, they're having to ship the product, and on top of all that, they're having to manage their website. So I definitely want to, be one of those individuals that would be at least taking some type of stress or responsibility off of their hands, where I at least am the developer dealing with their Shopify site and being able to basically, charge them at a low price where it's not going to hold in their pockets, but also at the same time, help them to be able to have their, their business flourish and grow, and see that kind of happen, all of the time.
And this one that you currently on, like $56, multiply that by 121 people, and that's a small one. Like I think the first page I saw like 1,000 some, and like the price was like 70 some dollars or something like that. Like hold on, square down a little bit, square down. I just saw. Oh, here we go, 1.6K. So $29 at 1,600. That person made $44,000, and that came out in 2022 January. So already they made 46,000. And I mean, I'm sure they have to pay the platform some kind of like service fee, but like that's somebody's salary in in the first like 3 months of the calendar year. Like that's like, this is type of stuff that you can do as a developer.
Not to mention that we're moving into more web-based, Web 3.0, you know what I mean? Metaverse type stuff, right? So everything is going to be interactive, right?
Mhm.
So, you know what I mean? Like if your business is not moving towards that, you know what I mean? Just like we saw with the pandemic, if you weren't online during the pandemic, you know what I mean? Like it was, your business was having problems. You see what I'm saying? So this is where the future is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm not too, educated on the NFT, space. I honestly just heard about it like last week. So, you know, don't get on my head, you know, if I'm late to the game. But
No worries, fam.
I am too, so you all good.
I'll let your boy. I educate you.
I'm gonna take you up on that low key.
Hey,
All
all
right.
day long, man. Go ahead.
Oh, Jerome, add definitely like message me all of these websites. I'm gonna add them to thanks Alana. I'm gonna add them to the Google Drive so we can y'all can all check them out, and I'll try to add a few that I can remember. You had ThemeForest, you had Mailchimp, Shopify. Actually, I think I can remember all.
And I've been sitting here and like trying to track, but Jerome, I really appreciate you breaking all this down. Honestly, this is amazing.
Yeah, no problem, guys. I just feel low key bad that you guys didn't get any coding yet. Hopefully, you know, this is good of a replacement.
Trust
we
me,
get
this
a-
is real good. Huh? Like some of this stuff actually helps quite a bit, even though we didn't necessarily get into coding. I say that, this was definitely been, at least I feel like it was beneficial. And I'm glad that you came on to talk about it. Like, I feel way more confident going out to try to do something. You know, you only been in there 2 years, so you're not as far from us. So it's kind of easier to relate with you who kind of been through the, you know, tutorial hell and stuff like that. We can connect up with that kind of mindset. I'm pretty sure people watching this YouTube video has the exact same mindset. Like, I've been watching tutorial after tutorial and I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Well, you just actually led them to wherever they need to go. Now they're going to start making pages and stuff like that and just learning as they go because of what you were saying today and because of what Isaiah has been teaching. So yeah, now I don't know what episode this is, but I definitely suggest everybody get on this one.
Yeah, that was a good segue to oh yeah, and ditto all of that stuff. But it is 12 o'clock now.
Actually, one last thing, Isaiah. Can we get a Jerome? Can we get an IG tag or something, bro? Like,
Yeah, for sure. Well, let me look it up real quick. It's Jerome Young 32.
Oh, show them your YouTube also. You have a YouTube channel. If you want to put it out there, I don't know.
Damn.
I put you out there, dog.
Oh, I'm honestly just focused on wifey with that one. Let me let me plug her. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can hear my audio. Well, this is her page. She's an actress, you know, first, and you know, enthusiast as far as her hair second. Even though
acting videos. Where is that the same YouTube channel or is it a different one?
Yeah. It's the same YouTube channel. I think she.
Some of the sketches is kind of funny. Like, I think y'all should definitely see some of them. But go ahead. Okay, I'm taking over here.
Yeah, no, you do it. Yeah, no, I second that. I think you guys honestly should check out her content. She's just an up-and-coming YouTuber. Loves hair, as you hair products, as you guys can see. But she honestly did a big chop for the women, you know, out there. You guys might know what that is. I'm sure you guys know what it is actually. For the guys, it's basically like cutting your hair that you currently have and like start over basically. And she basically did that just because, you know, she wasn't in love with rocking weaves basically, you know, and she wanted to just go natural. And you know, as Black folks, you know, we've been told as far as our hair looking a certain way, being a certain way, beauty, nap, all that stuff, you know, and she felt like she was one of them. So she ended up just rocking weaves and just having her hair kind of just hidden, you know, for the longest. But as of 2 years ago, she actually cut her hair and just started from the beginning, and it's been growing it out, you know, ever since. and I'm proud of her because she's been giving us so much love as far as the reviews. Um, she's got like at least like averaging 20 comments in each video. Like this is a picture of when she first cut her hair. This is where it's at now. So yeah, like in the Black community, I feel like they push a lot of Black women in particular to rock weave, and I feel like that's I mean, you guys look amazing in it. I'm not gonna front from it, but at the same time, I feel like you could definitely be comfortable in your own skin and rock your own hair and look beautiful and just as beautiful or gorgeous or even better because it's your own hair and you could do anything with it. Like I feel like you literally could. We got so many different hairstyles and so many different techniques and designs and all that. So this is
We all
basically her
we all
channel.
just saw that Crown
Um,
Act pass too, Jerome. So I'm happy to see her doing stuff like this where it's promoting it because it's ridiculous to even see like how many people voted against it for Black people to be able to wear their natural hair. Like,
yeah,
so I love seeing, and YouTube is not easy. To give her props, I try to do this. Being a creator on YouTube, you see all these videos, she's putting in a lot of work. So that's amazing.
yeah, for real. She is literally a super mom because she's doing this on top of like helping out with the little one. Because my schedule is basically working from 10 to 6, so she's basically taking care of him during that time. And then I'm rocking him to sleep after I get off of work, so she can go do her dream as far as making content. So it's definitely teamwork for sure, but ultimately, yeah, proud is where it's due for sure for her because she's putting I think out at least 2 videos a week. So it's definitely a lot. And I don't know if you guys can hear my content or I would have played, videos so you guys can at least take
Share her
a
YouTube
listen.
too, because her stories be entertaining also, like just her YouTube stories and just the stuff she kind of like put on there. I don't know if you have her Instagram or
Um, okay. um, well, congrats on that big job. I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't want to gloss over that. Congrats. That's man. It's a journey. I mean, I don't know the journey and speak on it, but it's definitely just in general a journey to explore and to have fun with. Um, with IG.
Just as a heads up, Jerome, watch that battery.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate it. I got 51 minutes, so I think I. So this is her IG here. Um, she what do you call it? She pretty much promotes a few of her brands that she likes, like niche in particular. Um, so she puts up a lot of that kind of content, and then she does like random videos, like reels and
You can tell you her
whatnot.
media manager.
I was
So,
gonna say her page kind of look like a like commercial, little segments of a commercial, low key.
I sprinkle a few knowledge here for now. Honestly, she just man, she just advocate of her craft to be honest, bro. I mean, she picks my brain as far as for like what she should put out, what she should talk about, what she should do. Because I used to do social media marketing, but honestly, like a lot of this stuff, like she's done on her own, and yeah, like I'm just kind of just taking a second. This one is funny. You guys get a chance to check this out. She's like wearing my clothes and hat, so it's funny. Yeah, she's doing her thing for sure with it.
You can tell she animated.
Yeah, bro, she definitely has a lot of freaking energy. I'm gonna tell you guys that right now, and I think that's honestly why she. I mean, besides the Lord for sure, I think also just her naturally just being an energizing bunny is like perfect for creating content, and being able to have people be captivated to like know um, what she's talking about, what she's trying to convey in her point, all of that stuff. and her being an actress, like she's comfortable in front of the camera. So I just think that YouTube is just kind of just made for her. So when you guys, if you guys get a chance, just to kind of support, another Black sister, that'll be appreciated. 'Cause, yeah, she's just out here, man, trying to make this honestly her 9 to 5. I honestly, when I got married to her, I wanted to, just as a man, just get to the point where I'm able to pretty much like hold it down in the household, financially, and as of honestly 6 months ago, I was able to do that. She was able to quit her job. She actually used to work for Southwest. And a lot of people like stay there, and ride that out until they get, until they get to the point where they can retire. Because you can make a lot of money during the time you being there, and then when you retire, you get flight benefits for life, basically. So it's like an amazing company, but that wasn't her dream, and I wanted to have her do her dream. So, I wanted to have her. I told her to just quit, honestly, because at that point, I told her I got you, and I want to do whatever I can to be able to let you do what you want to do and support you and making that happen, make that dream into reality. So, yeah, this is her 9 to 5. This is what she does. And ultimately, of course, taking care of her son, but she has downtime. She's doing it. And support health. But yeah, that's her channel, and that's what she's pretty much about. Is there any questions that you guys have for me, or that you guys want to ask Isaiah or the coach? I don't want to take up any more of you guys' time.
No, thanks for sharing us all this stuff. Is like, I mean, supporting is definitely like a thing, and like you had mentioned, like you were able to like have her quit her job, and like all this is possible because like this of the high salary that you can get like with like being a developer in general. You're able to like do stuff like this where like now the channel has opened for like the opportunity has opened for her to really start like doing her YouTube video and really like going in on like going hard on like what she loved to do instead of trying to work for somebody else and then trying to find time between schedules and stuff like that. But yeah, just another example of an opportunity being created just because you plan to. I mean, you jumped into this field. So yeah.
Yeah, you said it perfect. Yeah, if there's any other questions you guys may have, or say anything, I'm here.
All right,
And
cool.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate your story.
Yeah,
You said it was Jerome Young, 32.
yeah. Mhm. It might look like a ghost page because I know I haven't posted anything. So. It's been a minute. 45 weeks. But that's me. I honestly just check my DMs, honestly. Because that's where I talk to Isaiah, and I got a couple of family members and whatnot that I just honestly do the normal thing that everyone does on Instagram, just shoot some funny shit, towards that person and comment back to them and just hop off basically. But yeah, that's my favorite, or my favorite day.
That's the group chat. I'll add it. I'll add them to the group chat actually. Jerome, if you don't mind, I'll add you to the class group chat so everybody can just easily find you.
Okay. Okay. For sure. Do you want me to send you like the links to
Oh yeah.
email
You said the links to the stuff. I have a few. I don't think I have all of them.
We could go through it real quick if you want.
Yeah. So which? So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw them in a if you could throw them in a chat really quick. I'll take them from the chat and I'll add it to the class Google Drive so they can have all the resources. So.
Okay.
Man, Jerome came with that DJ Khaled today with them keys.
Cool. Honestly, man, I'm just really shooting to you guys what I wish I got told, at my on the beginning stages of my journey. Because it's a lot, and I'm sorry for cussing, there's a lot of shit out there that you guys can like dive into and literally lose you guys yourself. So like I'm just trying to like look at it from like a simplified state where you guys can just kind of just hit the ground running and just start you guys' career and then um, pick my brain, pick Isaiah's brain as far as for any questions, like once you guys do get, the email development, if that's the route that you guys desire to go to, and find out like what's next, like what to do, where to go. Even if you guys feel like you guys can't do this and you don't know, like you just need reassurance. Because like I told you guys, just on some light skin shit. I was in my feelings and I hit Isaiah up and I was like, yo, like I need some reassurance. Like, I don't know if I know how to do this or not. Like, how are you doing it? Just all that. And, you kind of just talked me off the ledge, so to speak. So, yeah, just trying to look out, for you guys and just trying to find out what would be the best route, to help you guys.
Yeah.
Take it down.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm gonna add the username and password to coding phase, or my username and password to the group chat.
Okay.
Yeah, as y'all can see, there's a lot of different routes when it comes to development. Just doing this in general. And obviously, you can make a whole bunch of money doing it.
And I will say too, just kind of just on the top, when I honestly learned HTML, CSS, I went to this dude's course real quick, just to kind of like, so I like took his, like I was like ready to honestly quit like development because I just couldn't like connect the dots between HTML and CSS. And I ran into this dude, and he had like a free course on YouTube where he talked about like web development, and then at the end he built a course. His video, of course, was like really entertaining, because he was upbeat. He was kind of just making it make sense, making it easy for you to understand, just really the picture between HTML and CSS and how things work. Then he also built something at the end, and I liked his course so much, I ended up paying for his membership for his stuff, and so this is like the Photoshop. But he so
And I'm copying it. I'm putting all these links in the drive right now as he pastes them in. So
okay.
we'll have her for everyone to have. So since now I don't want to, since it's already past 12, if you have to go, it's fine. I'll just quickly just tell you what the next class is going to be or whatever. And if you want to stay, that's fine too. But on Tuesday we're going to do the tic-tac-toe. Well, I want everybody to get through the tic-tac-toe video actually, and it might be we'll just quickly go over tic-tac-toe on Tuesday, and then we'll start on what is it called, whack-a-mole on Sunday. So but I definitely highly encourage everybody to get through the tic-tac-toe video also. And if you don't have any questions, I'll see everyone on Sunday, but I'll stick around here and make sure I get all these links copied and answer any questions in the meantime. Okay.
Just got comment, man. Just want to give you your flowers too, bro. Like, this is amazing. The class structure, the videos, the Udemy course, man. Like, um,
Thank you.
I got in here a little bit late this morning, but like it is starting to click a lot more. I feel like dude off a hangover coming down the escalator. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing code in my sleep. I feel like now.
Yeah.
But yet again, Doc, like I appreciate your effort, you know what I'm saying, and trying to prepare us to get us job ready. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like what you're teaching in combination with what Jerome went over today is gonna make us a more complete programmer, right? Or more complete engineer. You see what I'm saying? Because we have so many different levels. So I appreciate y'all both, but man, hey, Isaiah, you the shit, bro. I'm giving you all your props now, man.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, we'll definitely celebrate later on. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're gonna be a part of my journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, there'll be things that the accolades and stuff like that that we'll celebrate together. But appreciate you, real talk.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you, the words. Yeah, I definitely try. Definitely try.
I mean, it's for me, man. It's the combination of like what I brought to the table previous to this. You see what I'm saying? As far as like the art, you know what I mean, the artistic, and you know what I'm saying, and what I see. But combining what you teach and then what Jerome just said, like is, you know what I mean. Like I said, man, I'm seeing streams right now. You see what I'm saying? And this is life-changing time. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Real talk.
It was funny because I was actually finna do the exact same thing, Deron. Like I was just finna give Isaiah his flowers as well. So I'm glad you did it. You know what I'm saying? And dang near the way I was gonna do it. So they say great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying? So
hey man, there are no coincidences, man. Like everything happens exactly as it's supposed to, bro. So we all here for a reason. We all vibrating on the same frequency. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let's make it happen, man.
talk
Like,
that talk, Deron. Talk that talk.
hey, I'm trying to tell y'all what's about to happen right now. You know what I mean? But I don't want to say too much. But real talk, you know what I mean? Like we are where we're supposed to be. And the fact that we all black and doing this too, because like if we don't write the code, we're gonna get written out the code. You see what I'm saying? So like if we don't have a representation, you know what I mean? Like we need to be in here, you know what I'm saying? So this is important, man. This is super important.
Yeah. Definitely agree.
All right, with that being said, I'm gonna eat this omelet. I'll let y'all know.
All right, cool. See you.
All right, Deron.
Peace.
Oh, Nair, so basically the class, I just saw your question in the chat. Basically the class, we basically just went through like Jerome's like journey as a like developer. He kind of shared like his experience as an HTML email developer, and like what all of the stuff that he had to learn to like to become an HTML email developer. And we even talked about we even went over, lost my camera. We even went over like Shopify, which is another like platform to leverage your skills as like HTML, CSS skills, stuff like that, to make some kind of money off of it. So it was a lot of like, different ideas and different ways to different other ways that we haven't really like dove into, where you can like use the skills you already have to like start getting paid. So that's basically what we went over. Yeah, it's all recorded, so yeah, you can. It's on YouTube. It's gonna be on YouTube, so yeah, you good. Yeah, right. YouTube. Yep, is your friend. Yep.
Okay, so just go through the tic-tac-toe for Tuesday.
Oh yeah. For Tuesday we're gonna go over to tic-tac-toe, and on Sunday we're gonna do the whack-a-mole, and then we'll be done like the games basically. So.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it at on Tuesday, Isaiah?
What was it?
What time is your class gonna be on
Oh.
Tuesday?
It's Tuesday from 7 to 8 EST. You in EST now, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 to 8. So it'll be a quick class. And honestly, most of it, I'm probably just gonna like go through it myself, to be honest. Because it's a quick, the hour gonna go by fast. So
Isaiah, quick question with my drama with my code being wiped out.
oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm so frustrated, but so could we like schedule some time? Maybe I have to get going now just because we went past a little noon, but on like Tuesday, either before or after, you can kind of just like look at my see
Yeah.
what happened. I don't know. I'm like
We
so confused.
we can do it. I mean, are you let me see. Yeah, we can do it Tuesday, like
It's whenever you're free, honestly. I'm going over to watch my nephew now. So honestly, whenever I'll make time, I'm so frustrated that it looks like it was a complete reset. Like they did an upgrade and I'm back to default settings on VS Code.
yeah, we can if you have time later on today, like let me know.
Okay.
You know, if I'm free,
Perfect.
we'll just jump on real quick to look at it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, I guess on that note too, I'll probably head on out too.
All right, cool.
But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna try to make Tuesday, but if not, I can definitely be back next
Yeah.
Sunday. And yeah, just pick up where you guys, are at that time. But,
Yeah, thanks for coming out, Jerome. I appreciate it. You definitely dropped a lot of knowledge too. So yeah. I didn't plan on you speaking, but like that was good. It was good that you did because like the stuff is important. So yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. I feel like I'm missing like so much more that I can, tell you guys. But I hope, through the time that I've, been blessed with being with you guys right now, and then hopefully, when you guys look back at the YouTube, I'm gonna honestly look back at the YouTube, just see what I was talking about, because it was a blur for me. Just because I was going over so much. But yeah, I just hope that this all helps you guys. And if you guys have any questions, or if you guys took the time to like look at any of that stuff, and you guys have any questions, just please don't hesitate to like ask me. I will be more than happy to answer it. And also too, if I have anything that I may have forgot, like I don't mind for sure giving you guys more information, or even just breaking it down and just explaining it maybe better. When I do hop into the class again. So yeah, the door is open for that for sure. If you guys have any questions, when we do end up linking up again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, first off, like Alana said, thank you. And then secondly, if you when you watch the video on YouTube, if you feel like you missed something that you wanted to explain more, can you throw it under the YouTube video? Just throw it in the comment under the YouTube video.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
I end up reading it from there.
Okay. Yeah. I could definitely do that. That's definitely okay. I got you guys on that. Yeah, absolutely. You guys are more than welcome. It's definitely a fun journey to where you guys are at, and it's only just gonna get better. And just know you guys can all do it. If you guys feel like it's overwhelming, or it's a lot right now, just please just continue to keep going. Just continue to keep pushing, because it's going to click. It's going to make sense. It's just a matter of time. That's really what I gotta say about that. And again, if you guys need that reassurance and whatnot, you guys know Isaiah and I's Instagram. Feel free to hit me up. You guys aren't a bother, at all. I definitely can again talk you guys off the ledge and just kind of make it make sense, because this is stuff that we didn't grow up learning as kids. This is stuff that we're learning as adults. It's literally like learning like Japanese or Chinese at this state in our lives. So it's something new, and it can be overwhelming, but it's possible.
Sure. I'm a let me start the recording real quick.